page 636.
Michaela, I am going to invite you up to light our candles today, as you are our newest light shining bright in our community. So we're going to get you to light the candles. I'll hold it for you. Yep. I'm going to take this and this.
Please rise.
It never works when you want it to.
No, that's true, isn't it? Let's try this out. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'smatov, v'tzivanu hadidnu Shabbat.
Amen. Thank you. Mazel tov. Shalom Aleichem on page 142. Please be seated.
Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Yon, Melech, Malachei Amlachim, Akadosh, Akadosh Baruch Hu. Roachem Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Amlachim, Akadosh Baruch Hu.
Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Amlachim, Akadosh, Akadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni leShalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon. שלום עליכם, מלכי השרת, מלכי עליון, מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש, הקדוש ברוך הוא. שובכם לשלום, מלכי השלום, מלכי עליון, מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
שלום עליכם,
שלום
עליכם,
מלכי השרת, מלכי עליון, מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
We continue on page 130 with Kabbalat Shabbat.
ונרננה לאדוני, נריע לצור אישנו. ונרננה לאדוני, נריע לצור אישנו. נקדמה פנה בתודה, בזמירות נריע לו. נקדמה פנה בתודה, בזמירות נריע לו. כי יהיה גדול אדוני, ומלך גדול על כל אלוהים. כי יהיה גדול אדוני, ומלך גדול על כל אלוהים. כי יהיה גדול אדוני, ומלך גדול על כל אלוהים. כי יהיה גדול אדוני, ומלך גדול על כל אלוהים. ונרננה לאדוני, נריע לצור אישנו. ונרננה לאדוני, נריע לצור אישנו. נקדמה פנה בתודה, בזמירות נריע לו. נקדמה פנה בתודה, בזמירות נריע לו. נקדמה פנה בתודה, בזמירות נריע לו.
Page 131, four lines from the bottom. Ya'aloz Sadai v'chol asher bo az yiranenu kol atzei yar. Then shall the fields and everything in them exult. Then shall all the trees of the forest shout for joy, for God is coming. Page 131, four lines from the bottom.
יעלוז שדי וכל אשר בו יעלוז שדי הייר ללילי יעלוז שדי וכל אשר בו יעלוז
ירננו כל עצי יער, אז ירננו כל עצי יער, יעלות שדי, וכל זרעו יעלות שדי, הייר ללילה יעלות שדי, וכל זרעו יעלות שדי, הייר ללילה. Page 132, once again, 4 lines from the bottom. Or zarwa la tzaddik li yishrei lev simcha. Light is sown for the righteous, radiance for the upright. Page 134. Hariu ladonai kol haaretz, pitzchu v'ranenu v'zameru. Raise a shout to God. Sing joyous songs of praise. Adonai kol haaretz, ranenu v'zameru, ranenu v'zameru, ranenu v'zameru.
Zamru l'Adonai bechino,
bechino v'chol zimra.
Zamru
לאדוני בכינור וכל זמרה. לאדוני כל הארץ, לאדוני כל הארץ. רננו וזמרו, רננו וזמרו, רננו וזמרו.
זמרו לאדוני בכינור,
בכינור וכל זמרה. זמרו לאדוני בכינור וכל זמרה.
On the next page, 6th line from the bottom. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu, exalt the eternal our God, for the eternal is holy. Page 135, 6th line from the bottom.
רוממו, רוממו, רוממו אדוני אלוהינו, והשתחוו להדום רגליו קדוש הוא. רוממו, רוממו, רוממו
אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו, כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו. רוממו, רוממו, רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו לאדון רגליו קדוש הוא. רוממו, רוממו, רוממו אדוני אלוהינו
On page 138, Lecha Dodi, where we welcome Shabbat.
This is a new melody that we taught just only a few weeks ago. We'd like to invite you to join in. You'll hear the chorus, it comes back. It's a Sephardi melody, so I'll need to teach you how to trill. But here's how the melody goes for the chorus.
Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
לך דודי kala, pene Shabbat nekabela.
So that's the chorus. Quite straightforward. The important part is you need to know how to trill. Now, anyone who was here a few weeks ago will remember I taught you how to trill. So you just need to sing a note, which is Le. Can you all sing Le? Can you do that? Hold your leg out here just while you're doing it. Do that again. Le. Now shake your leg. There you go. Now you know how to trill.
Can we go to the toilet?
so here we go. Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela.
שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela.
לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקום הברכה. מראש מקדם נסוכה, הסוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela.
התעוררי, התעוררי, כי בא אורך, קומי אורי, 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 שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela.
ימין ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תעריצי. על ידיש בן פרצי, ונשמחה ונגילה.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela.
בואי ושלום התת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצולה, מתוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela.
Before you sit down take a moment to introduce yourself to someone you don't know and perhaps share with them something, a thought, emotion, an idea, something that you want to welcome into your hearts, your souls, your world, your life this Shabbat.
Or how happy you are to know how to trill. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני. ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך, ואמונתך בלילות. Page 140. עלי היגיון וכינור, שימחתני אדוני בפועלך, במעשה ידיך רנן. הגדלו מעשיך אדוני, ועוד עמקו מחשבותיך. איש בר לא ידע, וכסיל לא יבין את זאת. צדיק אדמה יפרח, כארץ מלבנון יזכה, שתולים בבית אדוני, בחצרות אלוהינו יפרחו. עוד ינבון בזבח, דשנים ורעננים יהיו, להגיד כי ישר אדוני, צורי ולא עוולה תבוא.
We rise for the Chatzi Kaddish on page 144.
יתקדש ויתקדש מרבה.
אמן.
אמת תברהירותי וימליך מלכותי. בחייכון וביומכון ובחייתך בית ישראל.
בעגלה, בעגלה, ובזמן קריב.
ואמרו
אמן. יהי שמי רבם מבורך, ועל המולן ועל מיה יתברך.
יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקודשה
בריחו
וגם מנקור בחטא ושירתה
זוש בחטא ונחמתה דמירן בעלמה.
ואמרו
אמן.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
Please be seated. We continue reading together in the English on page 149 at the top of the page. Praise to you, eternal our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, eternal our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch ata Adonai HaMa'ariv Aravim, on page 150.
גאולת עולם.
בית ישראל,
עמך אהבת, עמך אהבת.
תורה ומצוות,
תורה ומצוות,
חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת, אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו ובקומנו נשיח בחוקיך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד, כי הם חיינו,
הם חיינו,
ואורך ימינו,
ובהם נגי יומם ולילה, נגי יומם ולילה.
ואהבתך אל תסיר
אהבתך
לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל,
אוהב עמו ישראל.
שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני
אדוני אחד.
ברוך שם כבוד, שם כבוד, מלכותו לעולם, לעולם ועד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לפניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם המזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל, ואמרת עליהם, ועשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם, ונתנו על ציצית הכנף פתיר תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית וריתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטורו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם אשר אתם זונים אחריהם, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
On page 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, We still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better way, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. On page 158.
באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נעתר בקודש, נורא תהילות עוזב אלה, מלכותך ראו בניך, וכהים לפני משה ומרים, זה עניינו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר כבד אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Amen.
Blessed are you, eternal one, for redeeming Israel. Page 160. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace and raise us up to life renewed. Page 160. Hashkivenu, Adonai, Eloheinu, leshalom, leshalom.
השכיבנו, השכיבנו, אדוני, אלוהינו לשלום.
ועמידנו מלכנו לחיים ולשלום ושלום. השכיבנו, השכיבנו, אלוהינו לשלום ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אלוהינו לשלום. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Eternal One, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts, eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Ashkevenu, Ashkevenu, Eloheinu leshalom. Baruch ata Adonai, הפורש סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים. Blessed are you, eternal one, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. On page 162, Shabbat is our covenant for all time.
ושמעו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות
We rise for the Amidah on page 164.
Adonai, Sefatai Tiftach, Ufi Agit Tehiratecha, Baruch Ata Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, Egion, Gomer Chasadim Tovim v'Koneh Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, U'Mevi Geora Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Oseh U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch Ata Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah, Ata Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye Meitim Ata Rav Nehoshia, Mashiv Harach U'Morit HaGeshem, Masiach HaShemesh U'Morit HaTar, Mechakeh Chaim Bechesed, Mechayim Meitim Berachamim Rabim, Somech Nofrim Ve'Rofeh Cholim, U'Matir Asurim, U'Kayim Be'emunato Rishenei Afar, Mi chamocha bar gevurot umidum melech, melech mimitzul chayeh umasmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman ata lechayot meitim, Baruch ata Adonai, mechayeh hametim, ata kadosh v'shimcha hakadosh, u'kdoshim b'chol yom yahalelu chasera, Baruch ata Adonai, ha'el HaKadosh.
We continue silently through the end of the Amidah on page 180, or we can use this as an opportunity to look inside the depths of our hearts and souls.
יהיו לרצונים רעפי, והגיון ליבי לפניך. Adonai tzuri v'goeli, may the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, O God, my rock and my redeemer.
Oseh ישראל, ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו, אמרו, אמן.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו, אמרו, עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו, אמרו, אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו, אמרו, אמן.
We're not finishing by 7. What's in a day? 14 years ago today, on the 19th of March 2012, at a Jewish day school in Toulouse, France, 3 children and a teacher were murdered. On the 17th of March 1992, white South Africans voted 68.7% to 31.3% to end over 40 years of apartheid in the national referendum. On the same day in 1992, a truck bomb destroyed the Israeli embassy in Buenos Aires, Argentina, killing 29 people and injuring more than 200. The Islamic Jihad organization claimed responsibility. 23 years earlier, on the 17th of March, 1969, another historical event occurred. Golda Meir took office as Israel's 4th prime minister, beginning a term that would last through 5 crucial years in the nation's history. During this International Women's Month, I felt it appropriate to give homage to this incredibly brave and very controversial Jewish woman and leader. And I'm going to quote from an article, an online article called This Day in History. Golda Meir's appointment as Israel's prime minister was a groundbreaking moment both in Israeli and global politics. She became the first woman to hold the office in Israel and only the 3rd woman in history to lead a national government, following Sri Lanka's Sirimavo Bandaranaike and India's Indira Gandhi. Meir assumed leadership at a pivotal time, navigating complex relational tensions and a rapidly shifting political landscape. Born in Kiev in 1898 and raised in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Meir immigrated to British Mandate Palestine in 1921, where she became deeply involved in the Zionist labor movement. A committed socialist and skilled political strategist, she rose through the ranks of the Histadrut, the General Federation of Labor, and later played a key role in pre-state Jewish leadership. She was instrumental in fundraising efforts for the Haganah, which was the Jewish Defense Force before Israel existed, during Israel's War of Independence, and was among the signatories of Israel's Declaration of Independence in 1948. Before becoming prime minister, Meir had a distinguished political career. She served as Israel's ambassador to the Soviet Union, minister of labor, and foreign minister, earning a reputation for her blunt pragmatism and resolute leadership. By the late 1960s, she was seen as a unifying figure within the ruling Mapai party, particularly after the death of the then Prime Minister Levi Eshkol in February of 1969. With Israel still grappling with the aftermath of the Six-Day War in 1967, the nation required steady leadership. Given her extensive experience and strong ties with both domestic and international allies, Meir emerged as the consensus choice. During her 5-year tenure as prime minister, Meir faced significant domestic and foreign policy challenges. The war of attrition with Egypt along the Suez Canal intensified, while tensions with Palestinian militant groups and Arab states remained high. On the home front, she oversaw substantial infrastructure development and continued policies of rapid immigration and settlement expansion. She also reinforced Israel's strategic relationship with the United States, securing critical military and financial support from the Nixon administration. However, her legacy remains deeply affected by the Yom Kippur War of October 1973, when Egypt and Syria launched a surprise attack on Israel. The war led to heavy casualties and initially threatened Israel's position. Although Israel ultimately repelled invasion, intelligence and strategic failures drew harsh public criticism of Meir's leadership. In response to the mounting political pressure, she resigned in 1974 and died 4 years later. Despite the controversy of her tenure, Golda Meir remains a defining figure in Israeli history. Her leadership embodies resilience, pragmatism, and an unwavering commitment to Zionist ideals. She passed away in 1978, leaving behind a complex but undeniably significant legacy as Israel's first and so far only female prime minister. I read another fascinating blog in the Times of Israel this week comparing Golda Meir's prime ministership, is that what you say? Prime ministerial, whatever, and Netanyahu's, talking about how they both dealt with unexpected but kind of also known and possibly foreseen attacks, and looking at how they both dealt with this situation during and afterwards. If anyone wants the article, let me know. I won't go into that now. However, I have another one. 2 weeks ago, 9 people were killed in Beit Shemesh near Jerusalem due to a direct ballistic missile hit. Last week, the top apartment in my son's classmate's apartment complex was hit and destroyed by shrapnel that fell as a result of Iron Dome doing its job, though not without its consequences. This week, an elderly couple, Yaron and Alana Moshe, were killed in an Iranian cluster bomb in Ramat Gan, less than a kilometer away from our closest friends in Israel. So I want to read you this article written by Fagi Hyman, who made Aliyah in 1960. She wrote an article in the Times of Israel called Between Siren and Prayer. When I think about this war, my memory is exact. I remember every moment, every detail before I walked calmly into the safe room and pulled the heavy door firmly closed. I had been sitting in my husband's armchair at the head of the table, turned toward the elongated windows facing Parkway. The branches of the jacaranda were still bare, but the yellow jasmine flowers embraced the fence of the garden below. Rays of sun shone through the glass onto the page of my siddur, warming my finger that rested lightly on a line of brachot that I murmured ahead of the Shabbat Zachor prayers that I would participate in the Beit Shemesh synagogue a few houses away. The peaceful Zachor, morning silence, was suddenly shattered by the rising wail of a siren. Shabbat Zachor is the Shabbat of remembrance, The Shabbat, when the yearly Torah reading reminds us that Jews must never forget the evil attack of Amalek as they fled Egypt. It is a reminder to fight and wipe out the forces that have acted with unprovoked, extreme malice towards the Jews throughout the centuries, including on Shabbat Simchat Torah on October 7th, 2.5 years earlier. It was not the first siren of my life. I cannot keep score of that wailing sound that causes my heart to stop momentarily, my stomach to turn, and my mind to instruct my senses. 65 years in God's country hold so many memories, joy and sorrow, wars and unfriendly peace, love and hate, soldiers and civilians, children and grandchildren, and dozens of great-grandchildren, the last one born only 4 days before the lion roared. I remember the colossal joy in the wake of the Six-Day War of 1967. It followed the fear of annihilation days earlier. That phenomenal victory saw holy sites miraculously return to Israel after being held by the Jordan for 19 years. I remember the tragic events of the Yom Kippur War in October 1973, followed by U.S. President Nixon's visit in 1974, and his toast to Prime Minister Golda Meir at the presidential dinner. Nixon viewed Golda as the biblical Devorah, a woman leader for whom he hoped that history would record, as Tanakh did, Devorah after her service. Peace would fill the land for 40 years and longer, but that did not happen. I remember Egyptian President Anwar Sadat's plane landing in Ben Gurion Airport on that Saturday night in November of 1977, a historic first visit to Israel by an Arab head of state. The entire world watched that incredible event, the first step towards possible peace between Egypt and Israel. It continued with Prime Minister Begin's historic visits, one to Alexandria in 1979. Begin's return from Egypt late on Friday afternoon saw a lineup of Jerusalem lights on the sidewalk in front of the Prime Minister's residence on Balfour Street. We were there with our children, dressed and ready for Shabbat, not as protesters, but as a welcoming admirer, waving and applauding the Prime Minister as he stopped to plant a kiss on our daughter's forehead. Yet over the years, plenty of sorrow followed, the days of countless joy. Countless soldiers killed in battle, civilians murdered in buses, cafes, and homes that were destroyed. Yet new cities, settlements, and neighborhoods rose on sand dunes and on barren hilltops, and the expansion of a tiny backward country into a technological world power emerged. Our children grew to adulthood. They all married and raised families through further wars. During the Gulf War, I was distressed to see our grandchildren in sealed rooms, donning special gas masks, and the infant in a tent-like plastic crib designed to protect him from possible chemical fallout from a Scud missile attack. I watched apprehensively another generation of children in need of protection from the horrors of war. Our youngest son, along with whose 2 sons and additional grandsons, serve in the IDF. One grandson is expected to complete his basic training in another day or 2. The Masa Kumta, the march of the beret ceremony celebrating the completion of basic training, will most likely be canceled for parents and family participation. I wonder if and where the ceremony will take place, on some sandy, barren land somewhere in Israel, while their families participate on Zoom. Where will this new group of soldiers be sent to serve? Many grandchildren are married, raising another generation of families as drums of war beat once again. Joy and sorrow endure. So too the miracle of survival and all the miracles we have witnessed these last 2 years. Sitting in the safe room, my memory of the past never leaves me, allowing my mind to wander. What will life be like for the infant born 4 days ago? What kind of life will she, her older sister and brother lead? Will wars never end? Or perhaps they will, and this new generation will merit true peace. Could it be? That first siren gradually fell silent. In the stillness of the safe room, I held my siddur in my hands and whispered another quiet prayer, not only for protection, but for the generations yet to come. For if memory carries the weight of the past, faith in Elohai Israel carries promise for a peaceful and safer future. Amen. We rise for the Aleinu on page 586.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם.
אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ובונים
לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר, והיה אדוני ומלך על כל הארץ,
ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
In our tradition, memory is really important, to remember the past, and if we don't, who will? And we say that every soul and every life and every story lives on through us, and every time we remember them. So I share the stories about what happens in Israel because it's not just some political abstract situation. It's something that affects many of us here in this room, many in our community, and certainly our entire Jewish community. So it's not just some strategy thing that's happening in some other country around the world. It's important to remember. So this week, we remember Ilana and Yaron Moshe, killed in Ramat Gan by the Iranian cluster munitions. We also remember in the Shloshim period, Alan Loney, Philip Benjamin, Mina Lewis, Rabbi Andrea Weiss, Charles Levi, and Zula Schulberg. The yahrzeits of those in our community, we remember Susie Ballant, Kenneth Barton, Gabby Basser, Sala Cousins, Juliana Citrom, Marie Davis, Leah Eisenberg, Hannah Forshaw, Jacob Fry, Fritz Froelich, Jack Golden, Mary Graff, Werner Graff, Giddy Honeg, Etta Holstein, Leslie Isaacs, Edith Jelinek, Alma Josky, Eli Kay, Dorothy Kempler, Leanne Levin, Diana Marks, Gertrude Nathan, Michael Niemann, Alfred Rude, Inga Rubin, Isaac Rubenstein, Rachel Rubenstein, Imre Schon, Maria Schon, Betty Smith, Basil Starr, Mark Wayne, Emma Willer, and Bullock or Bill Willer. If there is anyone else in mourning or observing outside, if you'd like to share their names aloud with us or hold them in your hearts as I look around the room, please do so. We also remember all of those innocent in Israel and around the world who are victims of wars that need not be. We remember all of those who have no one left to say Kaddish for them. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. On page 598, the Kaddish Tome, the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba, be'alma divrach hiroteh v'yamlich malchoteh, בחייכון וביומכון וחיי דכל בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם עולמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה ברכו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru. Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. Amen. Please be seated. Oh, I'm staring, looking for you. I was trying to find you, Karen, to give some announcements. Yeah.
Okay, two microphones, jeepers. Okay, thank you. Good evening, everybody. Shabbat Shalom, and welcome to everyone here in the sanctuary tonight and those online as well. We've got lots coming up. It's a busy time of the year. So in the next week, we've got musician Joyce Rosenzweig, who will be at TBI next week for the last session of the Women in Torah Scholarship Series on Thursday, the 26th of March at 7 p.m. The topic is Sounds of Resistance, Music of Courage and Defiance. There will also be an intimate concert on Saturday, the 28th at 7 p.m. For both of those events, you can register online if you are interested. Pesach is coming. We have a number of Seders coming up. This year we have 3. We have the Rainbow Seder on the Friday, the 27th of March, the Chocolate Seder on Tuesday, the 31st of March, and the Community Seder on Thursday, the 2nd of April.
Just want to say, just in case everyone doesn't get confused, Pesach is not next week. It's not the first week in March. It's a pre-Pesach Seder, just getting us in the mood. So you can take the material from those 2 pre-Pesach Seders to your Seder.
There's no Seder. There's never too many Seders.
There's no, yeah, well.
In the mood, but I don't know, you could do that.
And also coming up the week after, we have the Surviving Molke Lefa movie screening and Q&A with Jane Usher, co-writer, and Dazzy Ehrlich, founder of the campaign, on Sunday the 29th of March. Again, tickets online, and expressions of interest for a young couple's weekend retreat. Further details online as well. So once again, Shabbat Shalom, everybody, and please say thank you to our guards in the street on your way out tonight.
Please rise as we have Kiddush on page 122. Thank you so much for that microphone. Yes, you will find as you go to the back that the red is wine, the white is grape juice, and we have the opportunity to share a brief moment of Kiddush and Motzi. ויערב בוקר יום השישי ויחולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה וישפוט ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. סברי רנן ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא פרי הגפן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר גירשנו במדבון דם ורצבנו ושבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחילנו זיכרון למעשה בראשית כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים כי בנו בחרת אותנו קידשת מכל העמים בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
L'chaim. Now, before we're going to we're going to do Motzi, and then I'm going to ask you guys, before we break into song, we're going to just have a little bit of an announcement. So if I can get you guys to come up here, we're going to do Motzi, then you're going to do your announcement. Ready?
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם המוציא לחם מן הארץ. Amen. So just be seated if you could for just a moment.
G'day guys, my name is Zhenya. I'm your CSG Protector, Community Security Group. Sorry if there's a comms coming into my ear, I can only focus on one thing, so apologies. There was an incident at another venue where we believe it was a fake firearm shown at one of our protectors. And right now,
We've all been asked to stay inside and wait. All the different synagogues were having everyone in a little bit of a lockdown just to make sure everything is good.
so we've got a lot of responders and the police right now hunting for that vehicle. We do strongly believe that a firearm was a fake, but we can't be